Somewhat breaking news just hit my little desk and oh boy am I excited. I'm a little late because I believe this was revealed around March 30th, but hey, better late than never. But apparently one of Junji Ito's stories is getting a Hollywood live action adaptation by what articles are saying is a pretty famous movie studio. Before we get into anything, first we have to talk about the story that's being brought to the big screen. And this is the best part. The story that's being adapted is Blood-Sucking Darkness, my all-time favorite story by Junji Ito. And I would even go out on a biased limb here and say it's one of Junji Ito's best stories. Blood-Sucking Darkness is basically a vampire story. It's eerie as all hell and really gross at times. There's also a pretty big twist or a big reveal in there, which I won't be saying because I don't want to spoil anything. Just read the story if you really want to know. However, I am a little worried because this is a live action adaptation and those almost always fall incredibly short and are usually a cringe fest, but I'm still holding out hope for it. Also, Blood-Sucking Darkness is pretty short. It's not a long story by any means, so I'm not exactly sure how they're going to extend it into a full movie. And in all honesty, I feel like a lot of stuff is going to be changed and added, and that is a little sketchy because that's when you start to run into problems where it's not like the original at all and it ends up shallow and not what it once was, which is a little scary because when they start adding things and changing things, it can ruin literally everything. Also, this will be the first movie in what is supposed to be a trilogy, so we can expect 2 more movies based on Junji Ito's smashed collection. As of right now, I don't think anything has been revealed on the other 2 movies, and I also believe not much has been said about Blood-Sucking Darkness right now. But I do believe there is 13 stories in Smashed, so we can speculate a little bit on which ones will be picked. There's only 13, so you can just kind of speculate amongst yourselves. But before we go any further into my opinions, there are statements we have to go over. One being from Junji Ito. He stated that he is very excited that Fangoria Studios are adapting his manga into live action. He also said he hopes to see this live action trailer in his dreams. There isn't actually a trailer, so I guess he's just dreaming about a trailer. Jeff Howard is, I believe, the writer for this movie. I'm not exactly sure, but I believe he is a writer, and he does have some credits under his belt. I'm not exactly sure. Everybody's hyping him up as this really great writer, so I'm not sure. I'm not that into movies. But he said that he tried his hardest to get Junji Ito's manga under him, as he couldn't see anyone else getting this manga. He also said that he wants to stay in an amalgam of feelings and fear, which Junji Ito's work gives him. Also, the senior vice president of Fangoria Studios, Armin, can't pronounce his last name, said that Junji Ito's work is pure nightmare fuel to him. He also stated that he and his team are honored to work with the legend Junji Ito and will try their best to bring the horror from the pages of Junji Ito to reality on the big screens of the world. And that is an amazing statement from some Hollywood bigwig. It's really nice to see that. Has he actually read any of Junji Ito's books? Who knows? We'll never know. They all just say the same stuff. But it is pretty nice to see everyone comment on being excited to work on something that involves Junji Ito's works. But all around, I'm extremely excited for this adaptation, but also really scared, because for the most part, anime adaptations of Junji Ito's stories haven't been all that good. And I know there has been other live action adaptations, but honestly, I haven't seen those, so I can't really comment on them. And I think all of those were Japanese live action adaptations. I think this might be the first Hollywood or English live action adaptation. So for the most part, this is uncharted territory. I just really hope we all get an amazing adaptation and something that will finally do the manga justice for once, because the anime hasn't really been able to accomplish that. It has gotten closer with Tales of the Macabre, and hopefully this first movie does well and captures the essence of Junji Ito's work, because after that we have 2 more movies to look forward to. They said there's a trilogy coming, so hopefully there is, and hopefully all 3 of them are good, because I'd really like to see it. Junji Ito is a GOAT, he's amazing at manga horror, and no one has been able to replicate his work in anime, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say live action adaptations either. Like I said previously, I have not watched any of the live action adaptations, but just going out on a limb and assuming they probably weren't the best in the world, so hopefully this new live action adaptation is really good. That's all we can hope for, but don't get your hopes up too much. But anyways, that is about it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this new live action adaptation down in the comments. Check the description for all my links. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.